It's the 15,000-meter elimination race. There were 19 entries. We have 3 late withdrawals. And it's still a healthy field. And what should be a very competitive race as well. Very tactical, of course. The secret is not to get eliminated, not to be the last skater in the field. They will whittle this field down over the course of this race until there are 5 remaining, and those 5 will be the only contenders for a medal. The winner of last year's, or rather the silver medalist of last year's World Championship was Fabriana Arias, the brilliant Colombian who's already been to the podium 3 times in 4 previous events here at the World Games. That final featured the likes of Mareike Thum, who is here. Clemence Albu is here. Anke Tas, who's had such a wonderful World Games. Li of Chinese Taipei. Anke, the Spaniard. Translavina Lopez of Chile, who picked up that wonderful bronze medal in the 1,000-meter sprint. And the feeling is that Arias will be the one to beat. 3 Poles taking their place in this race as well. This was won 4 years ago in the last World Games by the American Annette Haywood. And it's the Spaniard Anke leading them around. Times utterly irrelevant. But listen out, when you hear the bell, that's when these skaters go to red alert. Because if you are the last across the line, out comes the hook, you get fished off the track. Your race is run. So right now it's just a case of watch your position, keep an eye on everyone that's around you. It's a strange race in many ways, so tactical. It's steady and sedate, punctuated by sudden bursts of action. And a frantic scramble to avoid being the last one in the line. Giulia Bonecchi, one of 2 Italians in this race, along with Giulia Lollobrigida, group of Spaniards. Anke is here. Heini Pajaro of Colombia, joining her compatriot Fabriana Arias, the red-hot favourite. Erin Jackson, the American, in this lineup as well. There she is in the red, white and blue of the United States. Not really her discipline, it has to be said. And 2 Belgians. Red-hot right now, Anke Tas. 3 medals for her in 4 events. Compatriot Anke Voss. Letizia Schimek of Germany could be a contender as well. And Mareike Thum looking to make up for some personal disappointment, currently in 2nd place there, the German, and now with Anke Tas stepping up the pace. Now the wrong place to be, of course, is right at the back. The one advantage of being at the back is you can see what's going on in front of you, but that's the only advantage. You don't want to be there when things start happening. So still it's the phony war. Now the 2 Italians have dropped all the way down the field to the back. Lurking with intent on the back there as well is Fabriana Arias. I think she was staying there now. That's the other Colombian. That's just withdrawn by the look of it. Pajaro, Heini Camila Pajaro, who won the 300-meter time trial and really looked good doing so, but has contributed very little since. And her race is over. So it's Jackson peeling off the lead now. And still it's steady as they go. That's the watchword for these skaters. They're taking their time. The lead continues to change. There's Yang. Really good to see Yang Ho-Chen back in action after picking up that bronze medal in the 10,000 meter points elimination, and then taken to hospital after a crash as a precaution. She obviously is absolutely fine, which is wonderful to see. And they're all taking their turns, putting in a shift at the head of the peloton. Two Belgians tucked in behind the French leader, who now peels off. Her job done, and Tas leads Goss. Clémence Aldou is tucked in behind, as Juliette Pouydebat drops back after her spell as the pace setter. And then just slips in the back of the peloton. Tas now peels off. Looks to see if there's a gap in the peloton. She'll happily jump in at the back, and she won't be too unhappy to be there, Sandrine Tas. We've already seen many times in the speed skating at the World Games that she has a terrific burst of pace. Should get her out of any trouble. She's not the sort to be caught out of the back, but you can see how comfortable it is at the back. You're sitting in the slipstream, you just don't have to do any work. Goss joining her there as well. And now it looks like it's going to be to Ancine. There's that Shayla Posada. Ancine it is. Everybody taking their turn, doing their bit. We can all help each other stay fresh. A couple of poles at the head of the pack here. That's why this crowd is so happy. Aleksandra Goss leading the way and dropping out, and Sonia Gach will take over now. Always great excitement whenever the Polish skaters threaten to do anything. It's been a case of gaining valuable experience at the highest level, really, for these Polish skaters. They've been busy, they've competed in everything without ever threatening to be on the podium, but nevertheless, they're learning a lot about what it takes to operate at the very highest level. And pretty soon we'll be seeing Alejandra Translavina Lopez hit the front. She's due up next. They will start to wind it up. So we had the early dropout. Pajaro, rather mystifyingly, she wasn't eliminated, she just dropped out, the Colombian. And that has whittled the field down. Long, long, long way to go yet, of course. How long will Sonia Gach decide that she wants to stay at the head of affairs? Up to her, of course. She can just peel off the front there anytime she likes and hand the baton over to Translavina Lopez. She's quite happy front running here, the pole. So we have a pole at the front, we have a pole at the back. And 13 skaters sandwiched in between those two. Now, Gach has decided she's done enough. Translavina Lopez, the 1,000 meter bronze medalist, will put in some work. Just behind her, Fabriana Arias, the expected gold medalist here. Mareike Thum tucked in just behind her. One of the final 5 in the World Championship a year ago, Thum. She's had one or two things to deal with during these World Games. Not least to the fact of disqualification that cost her a bronze medal when she had that collision with Yang. And she was really visibly upset after that. We thought at the time it was just disappointment. but losing out on the medal. Far from it. Yang had to go to hospital, and there is absolutely no malice between any of these athletes at all. It really is a band of brothers and sisters in this business. Thum was just upset and concerned. Neither of them skated in the 1,000 metres, but good to see both of them are here in the 15,000 metre elimination race. And if she's on her game, Mareike Thum, who just peels off the lead there, is definitely capable of being a medal contender. Now the two Italians are back at the head of affairs. Bonecchi and Giulia Lollobrigida. Bonecchi, a gold medalist in the 500 metres. That memorable skate. And she led from start to finish in the quarterfinals, the semi-finals, and indeed the final. Both the Italians peeling off. Bonecchi not taking a turn at the front. So Erin Jackson, the 500 metre specialist, will take over. The American, the 24-year-old from Florida, engineering graduate. Very capable skating. Has a whole bunch of World Championship medals to her name over the last few years. There is only one thing these skaters really don't like, and that is athletes who don't put in their shift at the head of the pack. All these skaters seemingly happy to do just that. The two Taipei athletes now, Chinese Taipei athletes, check out together, just as the Italians did. So that's Juliette Pouydebat, who we haven't seen a lot of in the World Games. She's done her bit, and it's the Belgian one too now. Tas, followed by Goss. Goss just missing out on a medal in the points elimination, or rather in the 1,000 metre sprint. Coming in fourth there, behind her compatriot Tas. Tas letting that one go. And now Goss will be followed by the second Frenchwoman, Clémence Albou. Albou, the victim of a very unfortunate crash a while ago in the 300 metre time trial. He was taken down as I think it was Jackson. Lost her way a little bit, lost control, crashed, and unfortunately took out Albou, who was in the lead here. She had a heavy fall, smashed into the perspex. You feared the worst for her. A few minutes before she was able to recover from being dazed, but she's obviously perfectly all right now, which is also good to see. So Albou checks out, and Seen now hits the front. And we continue to count down the laps. Nobody, of course, as we get close to halfway, and we're not even there yet. Nobody's going to put in a fast burst to try and break the peloton up. Not this early, that would be madness. The pack would hunt you down. Well, it wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't be a surprise later on if there were to be some kind of breakaway. So we continue to tick on down to when the eliminations will begin. So Miagach is back at the head of affairs. Nice steady pace. The key for all of these athletes at the moment, conserve energy. Look at the skaters at the back there. This is nothing more than a warm-up exercise for them. Hands behind the backs, pretty much upright. Just literally coasting along in the slipstream. Of the 4 gold medals that have been disposed of so far, 2 for Colombia, 1 for Italy, 1 for Belgium. Where is this 5th and last women's track speed skating gold medal going to go? It could end up round the neck of the woman in the lead here. The silver medalist in this event at the World Championship last year. Arias beats her shift, and Thum is back in front. Well, they've glided their way through the first 8 kilometers. And all of them will be very aware of what is to come. Things will start exploding into life pretty soon. Now, we've seen the 2 Italian skaters hit the front and then both peel off together as Lola Brigida leading the way, followed by Vanecki, and once again Vanecki showing no interest in hitting the front on her own, which is unusual because if you saw her races earlier, particularly in those 500-meter sprints, she is a very happy front runner. This, of course, is a completely different discipline. So now it's Lee leading Yang. Just like the Italians, they continue just to work together. The 2 Chinese Taipei skaters. So Juliette Pouydebat will do her work. The 2 French skaters not working as a partnership, Pouydebat and Albu. Their choice, of course. They are separated by the 2 Belgians. And the countdown continues, 30 laps to go. And we are through 9 kilometers. Both the Belgians check out. That leaves Albu in first place. And you just get the sense they're all starting to get a little bit itchy around the trigger finger here. It's just a question of when does somebody decide it's time to make a move? Well, that will happen, of course, when we hear the bell. Well, there was just a moment there, it looked like everybody was just glancing around. Right, who's where? Who do I have to watch? What do I have to do? There you go, the 2 poles after Ancine does her job. Aleksandra Goss leading Sonia Gah. Coming up to 10 kilometers. The sense of anticipation continues to build. It's Ancine at the back as we get to 10,000 in this 15,000 meter elimination race. They will start picking them off and they will start dropping very quickly as this field will get whittled down in what will become an exercise in survival. All you've got to do to be in with a chance of a medal is make sure you are not in last place at the elimination point. If you are, off you go. The rest go on. Now things starting to pick up. Here we go. Here we go. Now let's see what happens. This is where things get interesting. It's a mad scramble now. And I think it's one of the poles that's near the back. Now, who's going to get pulled out of this one? Now it's the two Belgians leading the way round, Tas and Voss. Now an attack coming from the outside. One of the Chinese Taipei skaters, I think that was Li Ming-chu, stepping in. Now one of the poles, and there is the bell. Now that's where you panic. If you are at the back here, as the other pole is, well, Gak has really got to get her skates on, if you'll excuse the pun, and it looks like she's left it too late. The others are all away and clear. Gak has really got to push on hard here, and I don't think the others are going to let her in. No, they're not. So she's gone, and the others can take a breather briefly, because now it's pretty intense and it's very full on. There's another bell. No chance of a breather now. This is why they conserve their energy. This is why they just pace themselves through those first 10 kilometers. Erin Jackson, one of the back markers. She managed to get herself out of trouble. The American, has she done it? That really is very, very close as they continue just to push on. There's the bell again. So Voss leading Lola Brigida. Now we're coming up for another bit of bad news for one of these skaters. Who's it going to be next? Gak has gone, Bonecki has gone. There's the bell again. A little bit of pushing and shoving going on. If you're at the front, you're probably okay. That's a good place to be right now for Goss, who is putting in a really good shift. Long way to go, of course. One of the Belgians back there, I think that is, it could well be one of the Belgians that's in trouble here. Anke Voss and Sandrine Tas. And it's Jackson that went. And I think Ancine has gone as well. The Belgian, the Spaniards are the two Belgians at the back. Cutting it pretty fine. Yep, Ancine has gone. So now they are continuing to whittle the field down, and still the Belgians sit at the back. They are cutting it fine. Pouydebat is at the right end of things. Thum is in there. Arias is in there. Who's going to go next? That's bad news for Clémence Albou. Her number's been called as well. The other French woman is saying, well, I'm going to stay right here. This is where it's safe. Yeah, they really are starting to pour it on a little bit here. And it's disappointment for the Polish contingent. I think they got Aleksandra Goss there. Well, that's how you feel when you've been eliminated. And talking of elimination, out goes Anke Voss. Well, she never looked comfortable when the heat really started to get turned up. Pouydebat is still there. She's skating really well. Mareike Thum is in there. Lopez is in there. Arias, of course, is in there. So too Sandrine Tas. So we are getting the usual suspects. And one or two surprises still in there. That was Julia Lollobrigida. She's gone. Yang is still there, out of hospital and fighting for another medal. So Lollobrigida gone. There's confirmation. Amazingly, Aleksandra Goss, the Pole, is still in with this group. This is a terrific skate to make the last 9 for her. But it's Arias, Thum, Lee, Lopez and Tas, who of course is in such good form. It will be no surprise if those are the final 5 here. Now, Aleksandra Goss has finally gone. Her race is over, but that really was a big effort there from the pole. That was terrific. And then there were 7. That wasn't a bad effort at all from Goss. She went a lot further than many would have expected. Now the Chilean has gone. Traslavina Lopez is out. She will not be adding to her bronze medal from the 1,000 meters. And we really are down to serious business now. Only 6 left. There will be 1 more to go. Arias is there. Pouydebat is having a terrific race. Mareike Thum is in there as well. So too is Yang. What a story that would be. Lee from Chinese Taipei as well. And Anke Tas. So 2 Chinese Taipei skaters. Pouydebat has gone. We are down to the final 5. And it's all about who can hit the front. And it's Anke Tas and Fabriana Arias. And they've taken Mareike Thum with them as well. That's the 1, 2, 3. It's been all about the Colombian and the Belgian. Can Thum get in amongst them as well? This looks like where the medals are going. The 2 Chinese Taipei skaters are out of it. They hit the bell. It's a big lead for Arias. Tas is trying to hunt her down. Thum doesn't seem to have an extra gear at this point. Coming in off this last bend. It's going to be the big 2 once again. It's the big attack on the inside from the Belgian, but I think Arias has just held on. My goodness me, how close was that? Officially, they're going to have another look at that, of course. My feeling was that at the stretch, at the line, Arias had done just about enough. But it's the same old story again. Fabriana Arias and Anke Tas are just cleaning up medal after medal. They've done it again. Good to see Mareike Thum get a 3rd place finish as well after all that she's had to go through. It's so close. It's so close. 1 wheel, no more than that, if that, between 1st and 2nd. But that looked pretty conclusive.